Welcome back, and thank you for staying with us here at Champion News Talk Radio, brought to you by championnews.net. This is Carol Parisi reporting with Jack Roser, our founder. Our guest today is Ruth O'Connell from Wheeling Township. And Jack was talking about the enemy of the Republic, the IEA. Jack, you know, the children need education. The children need so many of the things that government gives them, right?
Oh, you're one of the innocents here. This union is the IEA principally, Illinois Education Association. It's a branch of the NEA, which Forbes called, way back in 1993, Forbes dedicated a considerable article in his magazine to the NEA, which he called the National Extortion Association. And he showed colored graphs in there of how the cost of education went up and how the achievement went down at the same time. That was 1993, and I distributed at the time 1,000 copies of that article. And I've still got a very few of them left. But what was the start of the debacle in education back then has continued, and it has destroyed the decency of education. There are three things wrong about the IEA, why I call them the enemy of the Republic. There are three monstrous things. They are the most evil things that are ruining the state of Illinois more than anywhere else. But in Illinois, what are the three things the IEA has done to us? Number one, they have broken the back of the economy of Illinois. You're spending $16,000 per child to educate them in Illinois, and that much in the city of Chicago, where the education stinks so badly. They have busted the budget of the state of Illinois with that $16,000 per child. They've run up a deficit of the pension plan in the IEA of $80 billion. There's no way in Christ's green earth that can ever be paid. The union that represents the teachers, many of whom are good, hardworking, dedicated teachers, their pension is at peril because of the $80 billion deficit that their stinking union has run up with their crazy profligacy of running education. They've busted the state of Illinois. You're never going to pay that $80 billion, and the teachers are never going to get the pensions that were promised to them by the stinking union that they are forced to belong to. We don't have a law in the state of Illinois, a right-to-work law. They do in Indiana, and the whole state is better off because they do. But a teacher is forced to belong to the stinking IEA. They have no choice. They have to belong, or they must be fired, because we don't have a right-to-work law, despite the fact that that law was put in way back in about 1965. It was done by Everett Dirksen, the wonderful orator, senator, U.S. senator from Illinois. But that is the worst bankrupt thing they did to the whole thing right there. The second thing is that the IEA is the biggest 800-pound political gorilla in the state of Illinois. If you go down there, as I used to lobby, you find out that the IEA runs Springfield. The politicians, the Democrats that are in charge down there, they're down there because of the money, the millions of dollars poured into it by the stinking IEA, the enemy of the Republic. They hate me calling them that. They even wrote an article about how unjust I am to call them the enemy of the Republic. But they are. And the third thing that is wrong with them is what they're doing to our kids. Our kids are getting a lousy education in the city of Chicago and wherever the IEA goes. I mentioned Chicago. I was brought up in Chicago. I went to three different public schools, and fortunately one Catholic school in Chicago. They weren't so bad. I'm an old man, 88. The schools weren't quite so bad then. They stink now. 3/4 of the people that graduate from the system here in Illinois can't do 6th grade arithmetic. I know because I am an employer and we test them on it. They can't do that. And why is arithmetic important? Because if you can learn arithmetic, you have submitted to a discipline, you've done some rote learning on a subject that has right and wrong answers. All of that is lost to the IEA education system. They've pushed it nationally. They're a bunch of socialists is what is in their heads. If you want, I can give anybody that wants to write to us a copy of what the IEA and the NEA discuss when in their national convention. And it isn't the welfare of the kids. It's a bunch of socialist crap. So in 3 different ways, the IEA is the enemy of the Republic, and they stink, and we've got to push them out of office because they're the ones that have given us the crummy Democratic Party that's busted this state.
You know, clearly it is an unsustainable system, and we do need some major reform in Springfield. But the only way we're going to get that reform, Jack, is if we have committeemen like Ruth O'Connell getting the lawmakers with the political will to make that change for that 800-pound gorilla. And I think we're going to have solutions to this problem of the enemy of the Republic when we come back after the break.